Do we have all the people in, Joseph? Or should we wait for one more minute?
Yeah, we can start in a minute. Yeah, because
Okay.
because those who are coming late cannot be. They'll be marked as absent only because they
Okay.
have to be 2-3 minutes earlier to the meeting.
Okay. Nalini, maybe you can start after a minute, Nalini.
Sure. That's 9:01 now. We'll start at 9:02. Sure. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I think we'll get started for today's meeting. We are at 9:02, and I think we'll utilize the best of everyone's time who has joined. So before we start today's session, let's just have a quick recap of what we learned from last week on the email etiquette session. Either me or Vinuta talking about it might not help. Can we have two volunteers who can just like probably take 2 to 3 minutes and just explain what we went over last week? You can raise your hand and then go ahead. Vamsi, yes. Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Last week we were taught on how to properly write an email. Some of the points that we covered in general were to try and keep it precise and divide our content into paragraphs if possible, and also provide your email IDs at the end, and also address. We also learned about addressing it to the right member of the hierarchy, so that we don't send it to people at the higher level. That was just some of it. Yes, ma'am.
Sure. Thanks, Vamsi. Sneha, do you want to go ahead? I see your hand raised.
Yeah,
And
ma'am,
then
we
we'll
have.
move over to the next session. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am, from previous session we have learned how to write the email. The content part, it should be in a paragraph, and we have to be specific to whom we are writing, and we have to write our email address at the last, and there should be no repetition of the sentence. Yeah, that's it, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you, Sneha, and thanks, Vamshi. So, one quick call out that I think you have briefly covered whatever we spoke last week. One call out to everyone in this group. We actually wanted to see how you will be following this in your day-to-day life, and looks like we have been successful over there. It was a sort of a test. So, what we would want you to do is while you are still in college and you are yet to graduate from college, please continue the way you have been addressing people already. Like, for example, uh, like the Indian way of how we address people. So, if you're addressing your lecturers as sir, continue to do it. If you're addressing your training coordinator as sir or ma'am, please continue to do it. And there should be no change in the way that you have been currently addressing them. So, what we are telling now, just to reiterate, I know we spoke about it last week also, but just to reiterate and remind everyone, this corporate culture you will have to implement it once you have graduated out of college. I know I am repeating, but this is important. Once only out of your college, you have to start doing this, probably like depending on the environment that you are in. And always try to follow the Indian value system. I think you have already been taught about it, and from childhood that has been imbibed in us. So just try following that. And while you're in corporate, you can keep in mind all these points that we have taught you last week. Okay. So now what we will do is we will move on to today's session. Today's session is about meeting etiquettes and meeting etiquettes will not be making it one directional, just be giving you jargons and do like this, do like that. It wouldn't help. So, what we have done right now to make it more meaningful and more interesting, we will be giving you a role play scenario. Okay. Vinita will be covering more about the role play scenario. We'll need few volunteers as well for that. Vinita, would you want to take over from here?
Actually, Ms. Nalini, Vinita has said she's got some problem entering the Google Meet. So she's trying it again.
Okay, fine. So, okay, while Vinita joins, probably I'll brief this group about what this role play is about. Okay, we are so just as a reminder, it's a meeting etiquette. So it's a meeting etiquette role play that we would want to do. Is everyone aware what is a role play, or how, what exactly is the meaning of role play? Any way that you have heard it. If it's okay if you haven't heard also, that's fine. But if someone has heard, you can just speak about it.
Nalini, I just joined. Sorry, some issue.
No,
I'm still not
no
able to
worries.
turn on camera. So I'll be on audio for now till my camera
Sure,
issue.
Vinita. So I haven't started on the scenario. I have been just asking what is role play to the group, and then
Okay.
once they're able to answer, I think you can take over with the
Sure.
scenario.
Yeah. Yes, Neha.
Ma'am, like for example, a software engineer or like data analyst. What I thought, is it correct?
Yeah, that is the role. What you will be doing when you join a company. Correct. But what is a role play?
The
Yes,
work
It's basically playing a character.
right. Right. So you're enacting. So the roles we give. So if we tell you have to do a role play, and you have to play a role of a PM, right? It's like a small what do you call group drama or something, where we tell what role you have to play, and then all of you have to gather together, and you have to assume yourself as that person, and you have to discuss or talk based on what situation we give. Okay, it's like a group discussion, but you will not be yourself. You will be playing the role of a person whom we mentioned. Okay, so if we tell you are a team lead, you should think you are a team lead, and you should act and behave and talk like a team lead. Okay, how do you solve a matter? That way. Clear, guys? Any questions on role plays?
No, ma'am.
Okay, cool. So I'll just read out the rules. Listen it out, do it and carefully. So this is a scenario where you're attending a meeting with your lead. Okay, we will have 3 team members, 1 team lead in a conference room. Okay, you're attending a meeting with your lead. There is a critical production fix that has to be worked over the weekend. Okay, something is broken down in your delivery. Okay, there is some incident that has come, client has reported it to you, and that fix must happen as soon as possible. Okay, there's a critical production fix that has to be worked over a weekend. Okay, it's a Friday, 6 p.m., and you had to end your shift by 8 p.m., and at 6 p.m. you get to know that something is broken in production. Clear? Okay, and we will need 4 volunteers here. The first volunteer will be the team lead. The second volunteer will be a senior developer. The third volunteer will be a junior developer. The fourth volunteer will be a tester. Can we have 4 volunteers who would want to enact or do this role play?
You can raise your hands, whoever is
Vamsi has
interested.
raised his hand. Okay. 3 more people, Sneha, Sahana. 1 more volunteer, guys. Come on, it's okay. Don't worry much. It's all learning. Don't make us pick one. Just come. Give me the volunteer's name. 1 more volunteer.
Vinutha, I'll pick randomly one name, I guess.
Yeah, sure, Nalini. Please go ahead.
So, Sai Kiran, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we have you as the fourth volunteer?
Sorry, ma'am. I am out, ma'am. That's why I can't also able to add the video, ma'am.
We don't need a video. If you're able to talk, that is sufficient. You have difficulties there as well.
Yes, ma'am. I am traveling, ma'am.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Maybe
Sorry,
some
ma'am.
other. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
We can pick. Let me just. Shiva?
Manu.
Shiva,
Shiva, I
or
think-
Manu?
Yeah.
One of this. Who wants to go among Shiva or Manu?
Sure, ma'am. I will go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
thanks. Sure. So, Vamshi, you will play the role of a team lead. Okay. So, listen to this carefully. So, you're the lead of the project. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Your role is to make all the team members to fix the bug and test it on priority, and the production issue must get resolved. But just remember, it is a weekend that's coming up, Saturday and Sunday, and at 6 p.m. Friday, you get to know that there is an issue. Okay, you only have 2 days. That too, it's a weekend where people don't work. So you have to think, okay, I'm not giving you any clues. So this is the scenario. If you have any doubts, let us know. If you're free to make any assumptions, but you're playing the role of a team lead.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sneha.
Yes, ma'am.
So Sneha, you will be the senior developer. Okay. Senior developer is a person who knows most of the technical things and who has experience.
Okay.
Okay. But the thing is, you're already on a planned leave from Saturday for your wedding, 2 weeks leave.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, and you're not in a position to cancel your leaves. Okay. So Vamshi will now think, the team lead will now think on how to fix this bug with such scenarios. Okay. The next role is a team member to junior developer, which will be Sahana.
Yes, ma'am.
Sahana, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Sahana. So you are a junior developer. Junior developer would mean that you have recently joined. You might not know as much as Sneha knows.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you know the technical things and few small aspects, with little guidance you can do. Okay, you're not the senior, but you are a junior developer there. Okay, that is your role. And the last role is a tester. Manu, you will be playing the tester's role. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
your role is to ensure that you test all these builds correctly. And if you have any things that you need from the builders, you can ask them. Don't go into technical details of the build and all that. This is just to see how you coordinate, how you make this work, how do you plan when you have such kind of scenario when it's a weekend and the person who knows everything is going on wedding leave, and the people who are available do not have that much of information, but with proper communication, coordination, you can still make this happen. Okay, it's up
Ma'am,
to you. Any
testing is
questions?
about testing is about debugging the things, ma'am.
Testing is they would have fixed it, right? The developers
ma'am.
would have fixed the issue. You should ensure that it is working.
Okay, ma'am.
And you are a part of the team. Okay, if you think
Yes,
that
ma'am.
developers are not going the right path, or if you have any suggestions on how to take this forward better, if you have any better alternatives that the team lead, which might not occur to the team lead, right? That you can suggest.
ma'am.
You're part of the team. Okay, your role is a
Okay.
tester, but you're still a part
Yes,
of the
ma'am.
team, and you also have to ensure that the delivery goes smoothly, and somehow it has to go through. Okay, you guys with limited resources and with all these restrictions, you should still be able to achieve your delivery. This is the role play. Any questions, guys? Okay, so I want all 4 of
I
you.
think Vamsi,
Sahana?
do you have a question?
No.
No, you are good. Okay.
Okay. Vamshi, Sana, Manu, and Sneha, just break out from this. Have a group call. Okay, we will give you 7 minutes on discussion on, and assume that you all of you are sitting in a conference room. You'll have to think on how to talk, what to talk, how to solve the problem, and the senior developer is on leave. Okay, uh, so Sneha will not be able to cancel her leaves. So Sneha, you will be stuck to that. Okay, you can't cancel, but think beyond on how together you can make this work. Okay, we'll come back later. We'll see what you guys plan, what you guys think, and then we will let you know on what things you did were correct and what could have improved. All right. Yeah. If you guys want, you can break out from this, and it's 17 now, right? When should they get back, Nalini?
We are giving them 7 minutes, so 9:24. If you can get back to this call, that would be great.
Yeah, and this role play, I think it'll be like for 10 minutes, and you guys have to discuss amongst yourself. That is what all of us want to see. For 10 minutes, you guys have to think on how to do this. Okay, I don't want you guys to come to a ready-made solution, think everything there and come here, right? You just decide on what roles you'll do, what you'll talk, and come to this forum again, and then perform the role play on how this issue came, what are the challenges that you got. All those things must be performed here live. Okay, for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes, all of you
And
have to negotiate, talk, and get this achieved. And all with all these constraints, you should still be able to achieve your goal. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
and just one call out. No need of too many technical details. We wouldn't need. We just want to know like how you would resolve the problem on hand. Okay. Technicality is not required.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. It's
Thank you.
9:18 now. You guys can come back after 7 minutes. Okay. Thank you, guys. All of you can go on mute till then.
Thank you. I think Joseph, do you have anything to call out?
Yeah, so student, just to you can still stay in the camera, and then you can do your call, right? Because we don't want you to go and then again come back, right? Is that
Correct.
possible, Miss Nalini?
Yeah, that's fine with us. However,
That
you
is
guys
fine.
want, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
But
Shall
I don't
I?
want them to discuss together on this call. Just have a separate call because others should not know, right? So they can
Right.
stay on this call, no problem.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Ma'am, shall I create a new meet link and put it on chat?
You meet, WhatsApp, whatever you want to do, no problem. You guys figure out a way to communicate. We'll get back in 7 minutes again, guys. Nalini, are you talking?
Sorry, I was talking on mute. Sorry about that. And what I wanted to tell is for the rest of the group, while others are discussing, think through if you are in a similar situation, what you would be doing. How would you would deal through it? No need to call out now, but you just like think through. This is a live example of what we have given, and such instances keep happening in corporate. And if you are put in that situation, what would you do? Okay, while we get back in some time. Thank you. Is the group back? I saw Sahana joining. Vamshi, Sneha, and Manu.
Yes, ma'am. 2 more minutes. That's it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Are you all set to start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Vamshi, I can see you. I can see Manu, Sneha, and Sahana.
Yes, we have all 4 now.
Okay, fine. Okay, we can get started. Your time is 10 minutes. It's 9:33 now. You have time till 9:43 p.m. Go ahead.
Good evening, team. Thank you for attending this meet on a short notice. As you know, our client has come up with a critical issue which they have identified for us, and we need to get working on it. Sneha, as the senior developer, could you provide a brief overview on what the issues?
Hi Vamshi, good evening. Like we have faced some bugs in the code, like we have faced some payment issues. So I just got the message now. So due to wedding, I'm on leave for 2 weeks. So I can just handle my work to the Sahana so that she can be able to do with my guidance.
Sahana, could you get on the task immediately?
Yes, Vamshi. Like as I have lack of experience, I need some guidance to do this work. Could you
Uh,
please guide?
could Manu, as a tester, I think, could you help out Sahana in this, or you need Sneha to provide you assistance?
No, Vamshi, anything time will be available. I and Sana will combine the work and the work also.
Sneha, I
Yes,
know your
Vamshi.
wedding is an important day, but could you make time for us for a couple hours every day, or even for an hour or two? Manu, and I'll make sure Manu and Sana are flexible with whatever times you provide them, because you would really be helpful.
Yeah, sure. But you know, it's very important. I can just work it on Sundays and Saturdays and Sundays for 1 hour, and I'll just make it a complete work.
Okay. Is that enough, Manu and Sana?
Yes, Vamshi, we are flexible in that.
Yes,
Okay.
Vamshi, we are flexible with that. And if any issue that I face, I'll make you note of that. I will
Okay.
make you a sense of that.
Okay, Sana, if you could get to work now, sir, and Manu and Sana, you can both interact with each other and take assistance from Sneha. And if you have any issue with the documentation part of it, I can send it to you, and I can be your bridge between the client and yourself, so I can make sure you're on the right track.
Yeah, Vamshi, sorry to interrupt. So I can work it for 1 hour on weekends. I just want the documents which I have to work it on.
Sure, I'll provide you the documentation soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Vamshi, we will check out the time of the Sneha and we will work out together.
Sure,
And any
thanks.
doubts, we will get to you.
Sure, make sure you give me constant updates on the task, and yeah, I'll be available for any issues.
Sure,
Sure.
Vamshi.
Sure, Vamshi.
Thank you.
That was about it, and there were a few issues.
Go ahead,
We are
Vamshi. What were the
Go
issues?
ahead, Vamshi. What were you saying?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you saying? What issues?
there were a few issues in the order of the things to be said, I guess. That's what happened.
Okay.
Uh,
This is live, right? So you do run into issues, which is understandable. Okay. So I think that was a great job or a great role play that at least we have seen impromptu. So we'll come back to the observations. But before that, just a few touch points on what are the general offline meeting etiquettes? Nothing related to the role play, but this is for the entire group, just to be aware of few offline meeting etiquettes. When I tell offline meeting, you're meeting in person in a conference room. Online meetings, most of us are aware. We'll touch base depending on how much time we have towards the end of this session, but most of us are aware about online meetings. So with offline meetings, couple of things, punctuality, it's a must for anything online or offline. You need to be there on time or at least few minutes before time. Next one, taking notes. Okay. So when you get into a conference room, ensure that you note down what someone is talking about, key points. No need to note down each and every word, but the key points need to be captured. Okay. That's something. So always go with a notepad and a pen to a conference room or a meeting room. Next thing is dress sense, dressing appropriately. So always when you get into the corporate world, each organization has their own professional dress culture. Okay. Please ensure you read up whatever is mentioned in the dressing policy. Every organization will have this, and ensure that you are dressed appropriately. Next thing, introductions. Like for example, probably here Vamshi, Sneha, Sahana and Manu knew each other and probably introductions were not required when you like group together for that role play. But given that we work in, there are a lot of chances that every time we have to deal with new people. When you see someone new in the meeting room, just have a quick intro about yourself. I am so and so, I am part of this team. You can just mention about your project and your role. Okay. And next other thing is the key distractors for us. What is a key distraction for us in these days? Your cell phone or mobile. Yes. Please put it on silent or in vibration mode. You shouldn't be peeping into your mobile while a meeting is going on. It shows disrespect towards others. It shows that you're not interested. Very simple things, but these are very important. Okay. And next is active listening. Like when you're in a meeting, pay attention to what the speaker is telling. Okay. If you do not want to interrupt, just you can nod your head. Or when the speaker takes a pause and you want to contribute to the conversation, you can respond like telling, "Can I add on?" You can have your own lines, but just one example that I'm telling. Vinuta, do you want to like
Yeah,
follow
I just
maybe
want to add on a couple of points here for active listening. Right, your body language is very important, guys. So sit straight. Don't sit as though you're watching a movie, or you should not be in a relaxed or a different mode, right? So your body language says all. It says that you're interested, right? See, there's a difference. If you're interested in something, the way you sit is different. Not interested, right? The way you sit is different. So even though you don't mean, your body language conveys a lot of things, right? Involuntary it conveys. The people who observe. So your body language is very important there. Okay, you sit straight, maintain eye contacts, and then nod. Okay, here because you guys on video see Sneha is nodding, I know that she's understanding whatever I say. But if people don't nod or they're busy looking at their cell phones, others, the speakers might think that maybe they're not making sense of what they're saying. So your body language is very important. One more point about dressing appropriately. Dressing, it's like Nalini said, it's based on your corporate culture. If you walk into a team dinner, the way you dress will be different. Okay, if you walk into a regular meeting on a regular work day, your dressing will be different, right? So it is based on all your situations, circumstances. You will have to dress well. Okay. Another thing is when you speak, your voice should be clear. Again, don't try to talk long sentences. Keep it very simple and do not interrupt others. Wait for a pause or wait for them to complete a paragraph, and sometimes there'll be rules set that all questions will be asked at the end. So at that point of time, we'll have to wait till the session is coming closer towards the end, and then you'll have to ask your questions. Some people would want the questions as and when you guys have. So that time, raise your hand. Raising hand is both in offline, online meeting etiquettes. Okay, this raising hand was not there before like 2 years. Online ones, I'm saying. Offline ones are always there. So it just came up before 2 years. So which is good. So any questions, raise your hand and then talk. Okay. Respecting differing opinions. Okay, you have to be open-minded and you have to respect others' opinions. Okay, though you might know 100 things, you should go with an open mind and take every input that you're getting openly. Okay, if you don't like that person, that doesn't mean that you don't like the opinions of that person. Keep that in mind. Vamsi might not like Manu at all. That doesn't mean that whatever Manu says is wrong, right? So always go with an open mind to take everything clearly, and then you should have that clear mind to consider the right points. Okay, this happens very often. You don't like someone, whatever they do will seem wrong to you, right? That is not correct. You actually will miss out on a lot of good things if you follow this. So be mindful about that. Don't argue in a meeting. If at all you want to argue or you want to have a detailed discussion, let's take this offline. Okay, that is how you cut down arguments or bad heated arguments, which will again spoil impression for everybody in the meeting. So if you think something is heating up, somebody is not listening to what you say, somebody is not understanding, somebody is going the wrong way, just tell, let's take it offline, and then go separately to a different conference room or to a breakout area and then discuss. Okay, don't have to look ugly in front of everyone by discussing everything in the same meeting. So you guys should know when to call that out. Okay, avoid arguing and don't keep talking. Give everybody a chance to talk. There will be some speakers in the meeting who might be a little shy, right? But they will have valid points. So if you're the lead or the coordinator, you should ensure that you make all of them talk and give out their opinions. Just dominating is not the right way, where you just start off, you only conclude, you only end, and you don't give a chance to others in the team, right? That is not the good quality of a good leader. Okay, so treat everyone with respect and ensure equal participation. Keep discussions relevant to the agenda. Sometimes a person will start with a topic A, they'll forget what is topic A, they'll jump on to some other topic. They'll go to topic C, D, and then they'll finally forget what they were talking. They've forgotten the agenda, and it's a waste of everybody's time, right? So always stick to your agenda, okay? And then ensure your talks are relevant. Clear? And you follow the meeting rules. Like there are some meetings where in the initial stage only they tell you what are the rules. Keep your phones in silent. Any questions I wanted it to be addressed towards and etc. etc. There'll be a lot of them. So based on those meetings, you have to follow those rules, and these might change as per the meeting. General rules, you anyways know that keeping your phone in silent is the basic hygiene that you guys do, right? So all those things are fine. In case you have any additional rules that are set up by the meeting coordinators, please follow that. Okay, end of the meeting, whoever is coordinating should thank the participants for the time and then break. And it's a very good practice if you can summarize whatever has happened, because sometimes people join in the middle and they might not know. This is in the offline meeting scenario I'm talking. Online meetings, you might have chat bots which will summarize and all that. In offline meeting, if at all you are the coordinator, ensure you tell this is what is planned, okay, and this is what we'll be doing. If you have action items, there's one more thing called MOM, minutes of meeting, you guys should know. So whoever is the training coordinator, they should send out a minutes of meeting telling these were discussed, this is the action items, and when will these action items done. So all those things you should list down and send it to appropriate people. Okay. Clean up after yourself, meaning if you are sitting there, maybe you would have given some refreshment like water bottles or Coke or something to eat you would have given. While you're leaving, clean up. Don't leave all that litter on the table, and turn off the lights in the meeting room. If nobody is there, okay, just turn off the lights and come. And again, if you have your follow-up questions or something, make a note of all of them, schedule for the next call and take it forward. These are the basic things that we follow in a offline meeting. Any questions, guys? Okay, others can come on the video as well. I don't want only 4 of them. Nalin, you want to add on something?
Basic etiquettes, I think these are the ones which are covered, and a lot of this over a period of experience you will learn it, but just so that you are aware of what happens actually inside a corporate world, this is what is, these are the basics basically. And it need not always be whatever we have spoken here are covering the entire situation, like situation to situation. You might learn more, but this is where you will start off. These are that's why we call it basic etiquettes. Okay. And one important thing which Vinudha covered, respecting differing opinions. So please ensure, we are all human beings, right? Like I might like someone, I might dislike another person. Doesn't mean whatever the person whom I do not like, I shouldn't listen to their opinion as well. We need to respect everyone in a corporate culture, and it's no harm in listening to the other person's idea. It's like sort of, it might be even better than the idea of the person you like. Need not necessarily be, but be open to thoughts from different angles and different views. It might not align with your whatever solution you are looking at the problem, but first listen to the differing opinion as well. Okay, that's all from my end. Vinudha, should we get back to the role play?
Yes, yeah, the feedback on the role play, what you think went great. Yes, you want to start or do you want me to?
I can go ahead, and then probably you can also add on in between.
Sure.
Feel free to interrupt as well if you feel
Sure,
have more points to add at one particular thing. So first of all, Vamshi, Manu, Sahana, and Sneha, great role play. I think you guys were in each of those roles well settled as a team lead, senior developer, junior developer, and tester. And the way you coordinated among each other to ensure that work will be delivered, there will be no slippages, even though it being a weekend and Sneha about to go on leave, all have been great. Sneha's flexibility is also appreciated, and Manu and Sahana's coordination and willingness to probably extend over the weekend and partner with each other to come across solution is good. Vamsi, I liked your idea where you have been mentioning about documentation, and you'll pass on that to Sahana to ensure that she knows what she has to work upon, which is good. All well over there. This is a very smooth scenario that has gone ahead. And in a real world, people will not be as cooperative as Sahana or Manu or Sneha. They are going to come back telling, hey, this weekend I have this plan, it's very important. I have a family commitment, or I am going out, I am traveling, etc., etc. So you not probably Vamsi as a team lead here, but as you keep growing across in the organization, you will also have to see how do you improve your negotiation skills. Like, for example, if someone comes back like telling, I have other family commitments, probably you'll have to look at ways of how do you want to compensate for their weekend time, which they will be spending. Like Sahana is spending and Manu is spending. Would you want to give them compensation of, or would you want to reward them in any other way? That's something which you'll learn through the way, like depending on the organization you get in and the culture that they follow for rewarding, you can figure that out. But these are other ways of how situation becomes tough, and not everyone is as cooperative as you would want ideally. Like in an ideal world, everyone cooperates and we have no problems. But we know that in practicality that doesn't happen. So be prepared to face other sides of non-cooperative team members as well. That's one thing which I wanted to call out. And another thing, you might not know this now, but as you gain experience, you'll realize any time in a team, ensure that we are not dependent on one person only. Always we need to have documentation for every work that someone does, so that in case of any eventuality, we still have the documentation. Even if not for eventuality, from a process perspective, you always need to ensure that you make it process dependent and not person dependent. It is difficult to make it like that, but that is what you should strive for. Just a couple of two call outs which I wanted to make, and how you would be coming across these things. I think Vinodha, I think that is all from my end that I can recollect as of now. You can
Yeah,
go
definitely
ahead.
it was a good role play. You guys were actually in the roles and thinking like those people, right? So it is good. I like the way Vamshi introduced. He gave a good introduction because Sahana or Manu or Sneha didn't know what was the problem, right? He told this is what has happened and this is what. So he gave them the scenario and he made them understand of the criticality of the scenario. That was good. I like that. And then Sahana mentioned that I'll keep you posted, right? She said, if I'll try, I'll do whatever I can, but if I run into issues, I'll keep you posted. So that is very important, right? You have to highlight your risk as soon as possible. You just have 2 days of time. And if you keep on debugging, you don't know what to do, you should know when to call that out. You can't finish your 1.5 day and then go and tell Vamsi that I don't know what to do, right? You should always be very sensitive towards that. Keep the time that you have in your mind and keep Vamsi posted. Not every hourly update, okay? At least once, because it's so critical, at least once in 3 hours, you should tell him, I'm at least able to progress something. I think this issue might get resolved within like 2 hours. Some update you should be informing Vamsi so that he also is able to take appropriate steps with the inputs that you're given. At least he'll know that if you're progressing, not progressing. If you're progressing, it is fine. If you're not progressing, he should actually inform the stakeholders that it's actually taking longer than anticipated and we want more time. That's a worst case, right? So I like that point of you guys keeping Vamshi posted, and it's Vamshi's duty also to check on all the 3 team members to see how they're doing. Are they progressing? Are they stuck? Don't know what to do. Sometimes people will not know when to call out. Just remember this, guys. It's very important to call out at the right time. Throughout your career, just remember this. Raising flags is very important. Don't miss that. And then the flexibility that you guys showed. Sneha was going on a wedding leave, but she still mentioned that she would be available for 1 hour over a call or something. So you might have to be flexible at times. See, here is the concept of work-life balance, right? You completely cannot tell, no, I can't come. You can say that. See, it's your right. You applied for a leave before 2 months saying your wedding. Nobody will blame you, but you will have to think on how to balance both of it. Right? Both of them should not get impacted. See, for you, it's fine. You can still give the reason of no, I can't. But at least if you can manage some time to assist the team, right, your client delivery will not be affected. And your personal thing is anyways there, but that will be accounted. People will still think, okay, Sneha, even though she was on wedding leave, she helped the team very much. Okay, but there will be scenarios where you will not even be in the network. At that time, it's Vamshi's headache on how to get it resolved. But here, we wanted to talk about that aspect of flexibility, and you can't be flexible all the time. But here, you at least gave an alternate path, and you told that you gave your time slot. So it is good. We like that point. And client delivery is important, especially when you're a lead, right? See, if something doesn't work, it is on Vamshi's head. Correct? So the headache is Vamshi's on how to plan. So Vamshi understands the importance of client delivery. So it is good. Negotiation skills. So when someone says I can't, so you should tell why you can't do this. This is important. Tell me the reasons. When you actually listen to that, right, you will know, okay, this is the reason due to which this person can't do it. Then you think of alternatives. Okay, instead of that, maybe I'll give you one other day off. Take that. Or I'll give you a bonus. Or I'll do something additional, but this time we'll need your help. And then give some time for that person to get back. Okay. That way you'll have to negotiate. Yes is not a yes, no is not a no. People who might say I'll help also might go on sick leave, right? They might just go hospitalized and they might not be available. Things can change any minute. So just keep that in mind. The way you talk, the way you negotiate is very important. Okay, and documentation, like if you have a strong documentation in place, like Sneha is the senior developer, right? If she would have documented all the build details, and if the junior developer, Sahana, knew a little more about the build, it would have been easier in this scenario, right? Don't just restrict your knowledge to the only part of the build that you're doing. Right? Try to understand the big picture. What is the difference between Sneha and Sahana? Sneha knows the coding part, plus she also understands functionality, right? That is what even Sahana has to learn. Manu, you also have to be very thorough in testing. Okay? Testing can be positive testing. You also have to do negative testing. That change, whatever you have done, has it broken something else? So all those testings you have to done, and as a part, because here it's you don't have much role to play, but when you're in a team, you also can suggest on. And here it's a good thing you told that I'll pair up with Sneha and that's sister. So it is a good thing. I like the flexibility. So all of you are a part of your team. All of you can give inputs to each other and make this thing work better. But yeah, we are happy with your role play, guys. Thank you so much.
Great job, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Any questions so far? Because this is what is important, and this is what keeps you grounded, and this is from where you like make your impression in front of your supervisors or your skip levels, etc.
One question. How do we address the team lead as engineer?
So once you're in a corporate world, go back to what we taught last session. Depends on the environment. If it's a US client, you'll go with the first name. Okay. And as always, keep your eyes and ears open. It wouldn't be only you like talking to the supervisor. There will be a lot of people. See how is the company culture? What is the environment? In most of the US MNCs that we have worked with, they address with the first name. Hi, Vamshi, or hi, Manu. That's how they address. Okay.
Yeah, but again, it's based on where you are. If you're working for Indian company and if some really senior person, you can just check with your subordinates or his PA on how does he want to address himself. So you guys can take a call on that. It's too early for now. Your training coordinators, your trainers, whoever are there, please continue to call them sir. But when you join the actual company and when you're live there, that time you check the culture and accordingly adopt. Okay, Anshi?
Sneha, do you have a
Yes.
question?
Is it mandatory that if like 4 members should be present in the meeting? If one is not available, what will be what they can plan on?
So in this situation, we had picked up randomly 4 roles. The meeting the number of participants might be lesser, might be more. So Sneha, when you tell one person is not available, do you mean they have already left for the day, or what is the exact thing that you are looking at?
No, ma'am, they'll be like out of station. They're not able to join for the meeting. Then what will be their plans?
Okay.
Without,
Okay. Okay. If they're out of station, you'll have to figure out a way if they'll be able to join any conference call. And if they're able to join, you can probably patch them in the same conference room. There are usually phones available. So you 3 can be in one room and then try to get the other person on the phone call. That's what you could plan for.
Or if at all there is some other team member who knows as much as a senior developer, you might have to get that person in. Might not exactly be from your core team, but a different team and the same role as the senior developer, right? The functionality will be known. The domain knowledge everybody will have, right? So technical knowledge the junior developer has. The domain knowledge a person from the other team of the same domain will have, right? And with this documentation what we mentioned, right, everybody should know everything. So it's the team leads or manager's duty to keep it as modularized as possible and less dependencies. See, the team will work with or without anyone. If Vamshi leaves the organization, it will still run. If Manu leaves, it will still run. It's not dependent on one person, just remember that. Okay, and this is a very small example that we gave you. There are bigger things that there's some SME subject matter expert who knows everything and is quitting. What can we do? We have 3 months of time, and as much as KT we can take, we'll take. Right? Remaining things we'll have to cover. That goes on. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, it's beyond time again. Nali, you want to, the assignments we have not yet reviewed fully. You want to take over, Nali?
I think we need some more time for reviewing the assignments.
Sure. I think we can give detailed comments in the next
Yes. Yes.
The Word document only will
Update the
type
comments.
our comments that everybody has their inputs over there.
Yes.
Yeah, but I was reviewing few examples and few have taken our inputs and then they have tried to modularize and then create paragraphs the way they address. And then for the client issue, few of them have told that for now we are giving you a temporary solution that is good, right? The workaround must be in place till your actual issue is fixed. You can't keep the actual issue running. The first thing you have to do is how to reduce the impact of that production issue. If you have a workaround that is best, give that first and then you come back and you work on fixing your bug. That way you will get more time. So a couple of people have used that and that is a very good thinking. Okay. Few of them have not understood the scenario very well. However, they have not gone much in detail. I think I like Sudarshan's mail. We kept it very simple, very small, but it's tried to convey. We'll go in detail we'll read through all of your emails and then we'll give detailed comments. Maybe in the next class, we'll talk about it, or at least we'll send you the updated copies with our comments. All right. The agenda of the next class, we will let you know shortly. If you have any questions, please let us know now, or we can talk in the next class. All right.
I think over to Mr. Joseph before we can conclude.
I'm not sure if he's there. He said he might drop off after 5 minutes.
Okay, fine then. I think if there are no other questions, I think we can drop off.
Yeah, he's on a call. He just pinged.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you
All right.
all. Thank you for the active participation and listening in. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.